Hi, this is Stacy McCaskill. I am your professor for Business 170 Organizational Behavior, and I want to talk to you today about your group project. So you can see on the screen here to which side? That side right there. If you look on the screen here, you will see there's a link that you can go and click on to tell you about the details of the group project, and I recommend that you print that out and make notes. So I've printed mine out here and make notes on that, and so that you can follow along and see what we're doing. So you might want to just even pause this video right now, click on this link right here, go and print that out, and then follow along that document while you watch the rest of this video. I've also listed a couple of things here to help you with your team communication, because there's really two objectives to this team project. The first objective is for you to have the actual experience of working in a team together that has a shared goal. And as you go throughout the semester working on that team, you can be doing a lot of self-reflection and self-analysis, both as an individual and as a group working in that team, and then taking the concepts that you're learning throughout the class about organizational behavior and apply it to the dynamics and the work environment that's happening within your group, within your small group project that you're working on. So that's one objective of the project, is to allow you to apply those principles to your day-to-day work with your teammates. The second objective of the group project is to give you a real-world opportunity to apply the concepts that you're learning in this class. So you are asked to select a company and to identify some managers within that, one or more managers within that company, and then to go in and interview those managers, observe the workplace, and come up with some recommendations for that company so that they can improve their productivity, their workplace goals, whatever goals they've set out or issues that they think they want to improve within the company. You're there as an organizational development consultant to apply these org behavior concepts to both your analysis of the issues at hand and to influence or impact the recommendations that you give to the company. So step number one, the first thing that you need to do in a group is you need to come together, get to know each other, and then start to discuss, where do you work? Does anybody know a manager who's has subordinates that they can interview? Maybe it's a friend of a friend. Maybe it's a company that you actually work at. You want to identify a company that everybody on the team thinks that doing some kind of org development project for that particular company would be of interest to them and would be a lot of fun, and you feel like you already have some good connections within that company, so that it won't be difficult. You're not out cold calling companies, but it won't be difficult for you to get in. It's funny though, as I speak of cold calling companies, I have had students in the past that were interested in working for a particular company, and they used this project as a reason to cold call the company and as a reason to go in and interview some of the managers. And then their goal was they were hoping that they could establish some relationships there, and then eventually would get to know that company better, and then go and apply for that company. So if there's a dream company in your community or somewhere that you would really love to interview some of those managers, feel free to do some cold calling. This is one of the reasons it's really great to have a LinkedIn account and check out who your connections are within LinkedIn, and maybe a friend of a friend of a friend knows somebody in that company that's kind of your dream company that you would like to target and focus your research on. So it's up to you guys. As a team, you need to decide, you need to pick one company to research. The next thing that you need to do as a team is you need to decide what topics you're going to analyze along the 3 levels of analysis. So as I mentioned in a previous introductory video, and as I'm sure you've read in chapters 1 and 2 of the textbook, organization behavior, we look at behavior along 3 levels of analysis: the individual level, the group level, and the organizational level. At the individual level, it's things like personal motivation, values, personality differences, ethics, attitudes and perception, individual communication. These are all things impacting the individual. And you need to pick one of those areas to focus on in your advice to or recommendations to this company. So you need to do that kind of individual level analysis. And it may be that you know a company who's really struggling with maybe there's some certain personalities within the organization and they're not quite sure how to handle this personality. Maybe it's an office full of extroverts and they have one introvert in the office, but that introvert is not being, his or her skills and human resource talent isn't fully being utilized because they're constantly being dominated and maybe disrespected by the extrovert personalities of everybody else in the office. So if you want to analyze how do personalities impact people, their self-motivation at that individual level, that could be one area of analysis at the individual level that you could select. But there are many topics at that individual level, and you just need to pick one of them to apply to your analysis and recommendations to this company. You also need to pick one at the group level. So group level things are like motivations of teams and groups, group conflict and different kinds of group dynamics, networking, negotiating, ethics, power in politics, team dynamics, leadership. These are all things at the group level. You need to pick one of those and make your analysis at that level, and then also make your recommendations to the company. And then the final level is the organization level. And so at the organization level, we're thinking about organizational culture, organizational climate, organizational structure, organizational power and politics at the organizational level, and maybe even organizational diversity. So these are org level things that you, again, you need to pick one specific area and apply it to your analysis and then to your recommendations that you're going to deliver to this company at the end. Which brings us to our deliverables. So the deliverables of the project, since this is an online course, you really have 2 different ways that you can submit your deliverable. One is you could write a 10-page report, and that doesn't include cover page and supplements and charts and graphs and that kind of thing. But it's a 10-page report giving me an introduction to the company, talking about what your findings were, talking about those 3 levels of analysis, and what the issues are that that company might be facing or hurdles that they're trying to overcome at those 3 levels, and then what your recommendations are at each of those levels. It would be great if you could implement this project early on and actually have the company implement a couple of your recommendations to see if there's some kind of impact, and that would be a really great thing to include in your report as well. So you could write that 10-page report. Or you can present all of that same information in a PowerPoint slide presentation along with a video recording. So just like I'm recording this off of my desktop, you guys could do the same thing. You could do this like kind of headshot frame with the PowerPoint next to that. And if you're thinking of doing something like that, I can give you some links to resources so that you can do that kind of thing. I'm using Screen Recorder, and I'll show you here. It's called Screencast-Matic. It's screencast-o-matic.com, and it's a free screen recorder, and you can see it's recording my whole screen, and then it's also recording this headshot. And so this is a really great tool for you to use. And if your team wants to do a 20-minute PowerPoint and recorded oral presentation, you can certainly do that. So, again, I'll help you with the technology of that if you're struggling with that. And it's kind of a cool tech to kind of learn and to have available. But you have 2 options: either write the 10-page paper or record a 20-minute presentation, PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so so I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about what the project entails, like I said, I've given you very detailed instructions in this group project link that's right here to my right, to your left. BUS170 group project. Make sure that you go and read that. And make sure you also read chapters 1 and 2, and that will help you to understand some of the terminology that's presented in this document as it introduces this project to you. So again, in summary, in your group, you identify a company, you identify different levels of analysis, individual, group, organizational level. You go in, you interview managers, you observe workers in the workplace working, you observe maybe some interactions together, and then as a team, you take the concepts you learned from class and you provide some recommendations to this company so that the company can improve at that individual, group, and organizational level to achieve objectives, to improve, to become more profitable, become more productive, whatever their organizational goals are that you're helping them to accomplish or to improve upon. And then finally, that project can be presented either in a 20-minute PowerPoint recorded presentation, or it can be in a 10-page report. So it's that simple. If you have questions, please text me or give me a call, and I'll be happy to walk you through it. My office hours are also published, and so I do have face-to-face office hours. You can also call me during those office hours, and we can set up a video chat like this and chat live via video if you'd prefer that instead of coming onto the campus. I'd be happy to chat with you that way. So take care and have a good one.